Hello, YouTube. This is Citrine Princess. I'm back again to drop some more spiritual gems on you with my citrine crystal, giving me all the energy and like the rays of the sun. And so today I'm a little shook because I just did that video about the Nacre curse, and then today the YouTube community is a little shook because Kevin Samuels has passed away. And he was one of the leaders in the Black Manosphere as far as saying stuff, tearing down black women, saying that they would die alone, almost like a curse, and negative words are bound in hell and positive words are bound in heaven. So as you see, he's overdosed allegedly and he's died alone. What he wished on so many black women, which is really crazy. So I'm a little shook about hearing about that, but I'm gonna put my goddess gloss on. And today we're gonna talk about healing from spiritual abuse. I feel like this lip gloss, it doesn't really do show on camera at all. Look at that. It's supposed to be like red and shimmery, but it doesn't really show on camera. But anyway, let's get into it. So I've had some toxic church experiences. I know that it's something taboo to talk about in society, but I have, and I just think that maybe that just wasn't my tribe. Maybe the spiritual community was more of my tribe all along, and I just didn't know it. I was just young and dumb. I didn't know myself yet. So we're going to get into the different types of spiritual abuse and just my experiences with the church and like things that I've heard people say to me that like affected me within the church and how to heal from that. So the different types from what I've researched, first of all, like the number one sign that you're in a cult, there will be sinister activity, a lot of exploitation, a lot of having the lower members work for free, while usually the top leaders or maybe one leader gets all of the donations, and there's gonna signs of a cult. There's always gonna be pressure to donate and guilting you into donating. So there might not be any more condemnation in Christ Jesus, but the other members of the cult, they will condemn you. If you don't believe what they believe, you're out. And you might feel isolated or alone while you're in the cult, or feel disoriented when you get out of spiritual abuse. So there's different types of spiritual abuse. One of the signs of it is like leadership, playing God, acting like they're the all-knowing, all-seeing, authoritative figure. You might notice some spiritual bullying, some manipulative behavior. The other members of the cult might tell you, well, if you really loved God, you wouldn't do this. If you really believed in God, you wouldn't do that. You're only accepted if you follow the rules of the cult or the spiritual community, like the church that you're in. So everything is obedience based. There's not really a lot of focus on like God loving you or forgiving you. So with religious trauma, you might have had to do a purity pledge when you were young. You might have been told your body wasn't your own; it belongs to your husband's, and you might have written down a purity pledge or bought a purity ring. Another sign of spiritual abuse is like the denial of human sexuality or rigid gender role expectations. Good girls don't have sex, but bad girls do. It's not taught that the sexual you is considered bad, especially outside of marriage. And you might get ousted out of the church if you don't believe what they believe. If you come out as gay, gender norms, heteronormative norms are the only way. And you might be told to, if you were told to forgive when somebody was committing domestic violence against you. From what I've seen, what I've experienced in the church, and I've talked to other people that have had negative church experiences, like you might have been told if you're a woman you can't wear a skirt. I did meet a lady who told me that, she had that kind of experience in these religious organizations, that she was called out by the pastor, which is even more horrifying because she wasn't wearing a skirt. She was wearing jeans, and that was considered a sin. And you might have been told that the sexual you is bad, like I was talking about earlier. And I just remember having an epiphany, like, how do you think we all got here? We all have those urges. Yes, they do need to be controlled, but I feel like in the spiritual community, it's okay to be sexual, but you can't be religious and sexual at the same time, especially if you're a woman. And you might feel something close to PTSD when you leave these groups, and walking away from the religious beliefs that have been ingrained in you since you're young. It can cause you to feel really confused, to doubt yourself a lot. And I do believe that if you don't have a support system and you leave these spiritually abusive groups, if you can, get some therapy. A lot of jobs are offering therapy for free, which is great. If not, you can call the 1-800-TALK number if you just need someone to talk to. That's totally free. But I'm here to tell you, if you've been in those kind of traumatic religious experiences, to get some help, because unfortunately, once you're in these cult-like experiences, these groups, you're highly susceptible to join another one if you don't get healing. So just spend some time away from the groups and get a therapist that specializes in religious trauma, and establish a new identity. Just reinvent yourself. Just spend some time away from other people telling you what to believe, and just build your identity on your own terms. I think that's one of the best things you could do for yourself when you leave those kind of groups. And I think what helped me was going to therapy. There's a book on Amazon. It's called Healing from Spiritual Abuse, or Healing from Negative Church Experiences. And also there's another book called How to Deal with, that's the one my therapist gave me. It's called How to Deal with the Crazy Makers in Your Life. And that's on Amazon as well. And it goes into toxic church experiences, toxic church leaders, and how to heal from those experiences. And so hopefully that helps someone. And I just think you should meditate, pray if you've been through that spiritual trauma. If you can save up the money, go to a Reiki healing session and get your chakras realigned, because it's just, and that's another thing. If you've been in spiritual abuse, anything that the members of the spiritual group didn't believe in was demonic. Meditation is considered demonic. Chakras are considered demons. healing crystals are demonic. It's considered idolatry. So that's another video I'm going to do, is about the 7 chakras, because I do believe God made all those things, put them in the earth for a reason. They're here for us to enjoy. I don't believe in, I know there are some crystal worshipers. I'm not knocking anyone's beliefs, but I don't worship them. I just use them. I just use crystals as a tool for healing. And so I don't know, if I'm going to hell for that, I guess I am. And so it doesn't help. I believe it caused, I think that the judgmentalness in the church, like, yeah, Jesus is not going to condemn you, but like I was saying other people in those groups will condemn you. And so I do believe that, I do have some trauma around that. And so, but I'm just, every day I'm healing and journaling and meditating and doing things to help me feel relaxed and focused. And I also another thing I like to do is drink Japanese green tea to help me feel relaxed and focused. And so I really like this brand. It's Jade Leaf Matcha Green Tea. And so I will include the discount code if you want to try the tea out yourself. It's going to be Nisha25. You can get 20% off. And so for all you tea lovers out there, I'll probably talk more about the tea. I do believe it's a quality product, and I'll probably talk about the tea and show it on video. I haven't made any today, or else I would talk more about it. But it has a beautiful dark green color, and green can be very healing for the heart chakra, and it's also healing just to step out in nature when you need to heal from those kind of experiences, because it's best to heal, because you're very vulnerable to be in another spiritually abusive environment if you've already been in one, because the trauma is all you know. So I would meditate, pray, journal, and get some therapy if you can. But it's not the end of the world if you've been in those kind of experiences. And I'm here to tell you that it's not the end of the world, and anything that doesn't kill you, you can come out of it stronger. But yeah, I'm still blown away. It was about the YouTube community hearing about Kevin Samuels. That was just a shock. It was just so sudden. But the day of reckoning is coming because it's like they were saying, some people were saying in the comments, they've been killing black women every 5.5 hours. And now they're very upset in the black manosphere that one of their own is gone. So we'll probably be dealing with the aftermath of that the next couple of days. It's just so funny that I started my journey with this, sharing this information and talking about the naked curse, and then that happened. And you will get, and on your journey, you will get confirmation. Sometimes things will happen to give you confirmation. But thank you so much for listening, and I'll put the code, the discount, 20% discount code in the description box, and divest and be blessed.